Do you spend good money driving traffic to your website? This can take the form of online advertising, such as Google AdWords or Bing pay-per-click advertising, search engine optimization, social networking marketing such as Facebook, email marketing, banners, forums, and a host of other ways to drive traffic to your website. If you're interested in learning how to maximize the return on your investment without increasing your advertising 1 cent, then this may be the most important video you ever watch. First of all, does your website attempt to accomplish a very specific goal? This may take the form of what's called an opt-in for a name and an email, sometimes for an e-newsletter, an opt-in for an audio or a video that you might be giving away. Anything that you're doing to try to harvest that person's information is usually called an opt-in. Or your website might be looking for what's called a quote request, where you're trying to get people to give your information, and what they do in exchange for that information is to actually get a custom quote for the services or products that they offer. The last one, of course, is the e-commerce application called a purchase. Does your website just simply try to sell something to somebody? Any of these specific goals or events that occur on your website is often called a conversion. We're going to use that term conversion throughout the rest of this video. Conversions are the single most important action that can occur because it can be directly tied to you making money. More conversions are the most important goal your business can have. Right now, I'd like you to think of your website, okay, and consider what type of conversion you have. Do you have an opt-in process where you're trying to harvest a name and email? Do you attempt to get a quote request from the people who visit your website, or do you actually try to sell them something outright? Whatever conversion you have on your website, please keep that in your head because it's important for the rest of this video. If ever a picture was worth 1,000 words, then this one certainly is. And if ever a picture was worth $1 million, this one definitely is. I'd like you to pay very close attention to this image because there's some very important things happening here. We have 3 elements: traffic, a website, and the conversion. The traffic represented by the sources of light, the various colors. The purple might represent Google AdWords, the blue might represent direct marketing, the green might represent Bing or Yellow Page advertising that you're doing, the orange might represent the radio advertising, and the red might represent television advertising. All of them make up all the various channels that you essentially invest in to drive traffic to your website. Once the traffic reaches the website, then a very minute amount actually shakes out as a conversion. A very small amount opts in, fills out a quote request, or makes a purchase. What we're trying to accomplish in this video is to actually get you to see it the opposite way. We're trying to show you that each traffic source that comes in should be producing a lot more conversion for you. So the basic concept of this video is to show you how is it possible to maximize the return on your investment for the traffic that you're paying to actually get more conversions out of each one of those. The traffic that comes into your website should produce more conversions for you, and then you can simply add more channels in the future. It's very important to know, however, how much conversion is coming out of the website. How many signups are there, how many opt-ins are there, and how many purchases are coming through. You may or may not know this, but very importantly, the only way to make the conversion rates go up, denoted by this picture, is to actually focus on the website or the prism. What's happening inside this prism that's making people not opt in or buy or fill out a quote request as much as we want? How can we optimize our conversion rate on our website? Most of us are so focused on driving more traffic to the website that we completely ignore what's happening on the website. But again, the website is the only place conversions take place, which in turn makes the money. Here's an interesting little thing called the more traffic myth. After many years of consulting, we have learned that most website owners think they just need one thing to solve all of their problems. How do we get more traffic? More traffic, more traffic, another day of traffic. All I need is more traffic and my problems are solved. How can I get more Google advertising traffic and social networking traffic and direct marketing traffic? How can I get more of this? And that is actually the problem. So, dare I say that traffic, more traffic specifically, is not the answer. At least not yet. Here's something called the bucket analogy, okay? And what we have here is the picture of the traffic that I'm representing here. and then the website, the bucket, if you will, the things we're pouring into our website to actually make conversions. This is basically how it works, very simply put. We basically pay for various forms of traffic channels, and we're sending it into our website. Well, I'd like to highlight something that fundamentally is incorrect from the get-go. Most of us assume that the bucket is holding the water. The actual reality of this bucket or your website is that it's full of holes. What I mean by that is that when we're pouring traffic in, most of it is just escaping through the holes in the website. In other words, if we send 100 visitors to our website, only 1% ends up converting or staying. By default, 99% of this is leaking out of the website. The danger of this belief system is that it's cost a lot of money to send traffic to your website. You probably already know this, but if you have holes in your website, the issue isn't sending more traffic because it's just going to cost you more and more money, and as these advertising mediums become more expensive, you go broke quicker. Now I ask you, knowing that 99% or the vast majority of the traffic coming to your site is escaping, do you really think that more traffic is the answer? If you're paying for all that traffic, won't you just spend more money quicker? The answer is certainly yes, and we're trying to prevent that from happening. So the way to solve this problem is to fix the bucket, or fix the website. The term we use is conversion optimization. How do we actually increase the conversions on your site, therefore decreasing the amount of people who are escaping from the website and not taking action, not converting? Conversion optimization is all about fixing the bucket or your website and locate where the leaks are occurring. Once they're found and fixed, less traffic escapes from the website, more converts. Again, conversion optimization is all about increasing the number of conversions on your website. The only way to do that is to know what the conversion rate currently is and then to test various things on your website. Hey, I got some good news for you. Fixing your website isn't that difficult, okay? And fixing your website isn't that expensive. Fixing your website will increase your conversion rate. Fixing your website will improve the return on your investment for the marketing dollars that you spend. And, most importantly, fixing your website will increase your profits. Now, a little sidebar here. Once you have your website optimized to where it's converting at a high rate for you, you can send all the traffic in the world to it, and it will just convert that much better. Do you see how sending a lot of traffic to a website that doesn't convert well is inefficient? But first, if we can actually fix that website or that bucket from leaking, then once it's fixed, we can send all the traffic we desire with promising success. So, how do we fix a website? Conversion optimization fixes a website by testing various elements of the website. This takes the form of what is called split testing or A/B split testing. So, have some pictures here for you to facilitate the learning process. What is A/B split testing? What we have and we're looking at here are Google AdWords ads. You may be familiar with them. We have Ad 1 and Ad 2. Commonly, we'll run these two against each other, so 50% of the population will see Ad 1 and the other 50% will see Ad 2. The reason we do this is because one of these ads is likely to outperform the other. We're trying to find out which one means more to the market, therefore gets clicked more. Something very specific about these ads are different. Ad number 1, for example, has the second line in the body, 100% guaranteed fresh and on time. Ad number 2 says 100% guaranteed on time and fresh. As you can see, we've reversed the two benefits to them, on time and fresh and on time. Also, we've changed the and to an ampersand, and we've also included an exclamation point on the second one. We're just altering the second one a little bit just to see which one gets more clicks on it. Now, if you'd like to take a guess on which one you think will win, again, it's mostly a coin flip. We never really know what's going to happen. This is why we have to test. And you can see that ad number 1 received more than double the amount of clicks as ad 2. We really don't know the reason why most times, but we just know which one's better. That's the good news, because if we had ad 2 running all the time and never tested anything, we would always be around a 3% click-through rate. Now, when we test other ones, we can actually find ones that get a higher click-through rate and continuously increase this click-through rate process. Conversion optimization is exactly the same thing. Instead of ads, we actually are looking at split testing the website. specifically what people see when they come to your website. Now, 50% of the population will actually see the website with a blue background. The other 50% will see the website with the red background. These are the only changes that we make to the website to see which one actually converts better. Over time, either page A, the blue background, or page B, the red background, arises to show itself superior at converting traffic. In this example, the red background actually converted 2 times more than the actual blue background did. When a winner is declared, this page is called the control page. As you can see here, we're mathematically confident that the site with the red background will convert at a rate of 2 times that of the blue background. The loser is then discarded and the winner remains. Now our website is converting at a 2% conversion rate as opposed to a 1% conversion rate. What do you think we do next? Very simply, we created another experiment. This time we made the background green and tested it against the red background to find out which one would convert better. And now we're mathematically confident that the green background is converting at 3%. So over time we declare the green one the winner, and we just simply run the experiment all over again. As we continue to test pages, the conversion rate rises and rises ever higher. Now you've been a little bit introduced to the actual things that we test on web pages. You may be asking yourself, wow, I wonder what else we can test. Well, aside from the background, there are literally thousands of variations that can be tested to find out which ones convert higher. Some of the most frequently tested elements of a page might be headlines that you have, colors of the page, colors of the headlines, orientation, meaning where do we put various things on the site, call to action, which is basically asking them to do something. How do we word that? What colors do we use? What orientation on the call to action do we have? Various images, to have images, no images, images with captions, and a host of other things. I mean, literally thousands of different variations that you can test. Let's move on to a couple of case studies here to give you an idea of how some websites actually do this conversion optimization process using split testing. Case study number 1 is a company called Impress Callers. They actually create custom messaging and music on hold for businesses. In this example, their conversion on their website is to actually get somebody to fill out a custom quote. So, their goal only is how do we get more quote requests from our website? Well, again, more traffic isn't the answer, because if most of the people are escaping from this website, then we're just going to go broke quicker. So we need to figure out how to optimize the conversion rate of the website itself by testing various elements on the page. Here's an example of 2 pages, A versus B, in an actual split test. Everything's identical on these pages except for the fact that there are 2 audios on the left, so people can actually listen with a flash player there to the audio that this company has produced. Or on the right version, the test version, they actually included a 3rd audio. So instead of giving them 2, they gave them 3 on the second one. You may want to take a guess at which one converts more to a quote request. I'll reveal the answer now. And the first one, to my surprise and maybe yours as well, I would have thought that, hey, this is an audio company, 3 audios converts better than 2. Well, that's not true. For whatever reason, people filled out the quote request form more than double the time when there was only 2 audios on this page versus when there was 3 audios on this page. Now, you would never know that unless you actually ran an actual A/B split test to find out which one people prefer. By simply putting 2 and not 3 audios on the site, this company realized more than double the conversion rate. Now, case study number 2. In this example, the conversion is actually a purchase on their website. They're selling a product for $197 right off of this website. So, the question now is, how can we get more people to make a purchase? The only way to do that is to actually split test. As you can see, page A on the left is a video, and above it there's some graphic and a header, some more information on. On the right, page B removes the header entirely and actually puts a blue border around the outside. Can you see that there? So that's the only change that has happened. We took out the header and we put a blue border on there to frame the page nicely. I'll ask you now to take a guess at which one actually converted higher and reveal which one converted higher. Page B, the one without the header and the graphic, the video only essentially, converted at 2.09, more than double page A converted at 1%. Again, you would never know this unless you actually ran these two against each other. Now, we don't stop there. We continue to run experiments and test this to increase the conversion rate. And what we do here is we simply run it against another variation, another test page. So on the left you can see it there with the blue border and the video. And on the right we took out the blue border and we increased the size of the video by 30%. Can you see the big difference there in the video? Okay, and that's the one we decided to test. Maybe you can take a guess on which one you think will win here. And the one with the bigger video actually converted about 50% higher. So it went from 2.09% to the actual test page winning at 3.11%. So now we've gone from 1% to 3.11%. And this equals a lot of dollars in the customer's pocket. Remember at the beginning of the video when I asked you to figure out what your conversion was on your website? Well, let's say it's converting at 1% now and you haven't tested anything. Would you be interested in actually taking that conversion rate and doubling it or tripling it? I wonder how much more money your business would make by simply doing that. If you don't know what your conversion rate is right now, we can help you establish that benchmark data. So at least we know what we're working with, and then we can increase the conversion rate from that point forward. So again, if you're in a position where you don't know your conversion rate, we can discover that for you, and then we can increase that. Also, we guarantee improvement of your conversions because we scientifically do this. We're using math and science to make this happen, and there's no guesswork involved. We just let the data dictate where we go next. We're expert level at testing and reporting, so we'll show you exactly what's winning and what's losing, and we can implement them in the shortest possible time. We'll even work with your web designers or ours to actually implement the changes to the website too, so we have that A versus B page. I think maybe the most critical application that we could bring to the table for you, well, we have already found out dozens of things that work right off the bat. So our testing mastery is really at an expert level, so we can get the various elements to the forefront as quick as possible to make you the most money by increasing the conversions. This may be arranging graphics and logos on your website, changing the body copy, focusing on direct marketing applications, various images that work. Like for example, did you know that when you have an image on a website, it increases to the tune of 300% more when you have a caption below it? Also, did you know that when you're asking for people's information, the call to action, if you will, did you know that if you're asking for their name and email, you can increase that 33% by putting these 5 words below it? We respect your email privacy. Won't give all our little secrets away, but just rest assured that you have somebody in your corner who can really put the best foot forward and increase your conversion, optimize your conversion rates as quickly as possible for you. In a nutshell, you literally have thousands of website page variations that you can test. The goal is to find out which ones of those increase conversion rates the most, and then discover that one that makes you the most money and has the highest conversion rate. We provide you with easy to read detail reporting. What you're seeing here is a very simple split test running A versus B. You can see the orange graph, the little histogram here. That's variation 1, that's the test page, and then the blue one is the control page. As you can see, we ran the two against each other, and what it's doing is tracking conversions here, and you can see by following the graph or looking at the data that the original lost and the test page won. In this test, the observed improvement by the test page was 27.7%. So by simply testing these two pages, we discovered a 28% increase in conversions by simply making the adjustment or two. There's always opportunity for improvements on anybody's website, and the difference in that improvement is the difference in profitability for your business. Think of it this way. If your website is page A and you never do any testing, it might be making X amount of dollars for you. But if we can discover page C, the third one we attempt, might be the one that increases your profitability 300% by simply testing various things. We never know until we test, and we have to test to find out which ones we're confident will make the most money. Page C is out there waiting for you to find it and discover the most profitability that you can harvest from your website. And harvest from the current traffic that you're getting without increasing your advertising spend 1 penny. So, really quickly, here are the benefits that conversion optimization can bring to your business. Outpace your competition as they remain idle, because most of these people aren't split testing pages on their website. They're only focused on how to get more traffic to their website. So by doing so, you'll continue to increase your conversions and make more money while they stay the same. Also, you'll increase the return on investment of each of your advertising channels. It'd be nice to know for every dollar you spend how much money you're making in return. In the end, conversion optimization is all about increasing your bottom line, your profits, because that makes everybody happy. So hopefully I've done my job here in flipping the paradigm on how you actually see this formula for the website. We really want to focus on what happens once the traffic is in your website. How well do they convert, and how can we optimize that to make more money for your business? Again, the answer is testing the various elements on your website. So what's next? If you're interested in taking your business to the next level and getting more from your website, please follow the simple instructions below. For a limited time, we are offering a complimentary 30-minute phone consultation where we can discuss optimizing conversions on your website. We also can answer any questions that you might have and provide a quote for service and project timelines. Here's to increasing conversions on your website with the traffic that you already have. My name is Garrett Todd from the Pay-Per-Click Agency, and we appreciate your time.